We really have to use compassion and kindness. You can't hate your body enough and hate yourself enough to turn happy one day. It doesn't work.
Well, you're watching the Dr. Nandi Show, and with us now is Patricia Moreno. Patricia has been training, mentoring, and educating people for more than 30 years. In an effort to end her own weight struggle, she's created the Intensati method, a workout which combines her expertise in fitness, dance, martial arts, yoga, nutrition, meditation, and spiritual practices. Wow. So, welcome her, please. Thank you. That's amazing.
Thank you. So glad to be here.
Oh, yeah, you're amazing. Tell us about your personal journey. I mean, you've had quite an amazing journey from one place to another, and you've gone someplace and come back. Tell us all about it.
Well, I grew up in Northern California. I'm one of 11 kids, number 9 of 11 kids.
Wow.
And my mom really struggled with her weight, as you can imagine, right? Somebody who is pregnant, all that, and she really cared about how she looked and her weight, and she struggled a lot. So she would go from extreme methods of dieting, like fasting for a month, and then she would go to binging. And she couldn't find that middle road. And when I was about in 3rd grade, I remember there was a day that my parents put me on the scale. And they put me on the scale because I was a chubby kid, and I just remember when they looked at the number, there was a gasp. There was like, and it was 130 pounds. I was a 3rd grader, and I just read in that moment, something's not good here.
You read it because from your parents, looked the nonverbals.
The nonverbals, and I was like, whoa, there's something wrong with me. And then my dad would be watching TV and having me do squats while he was, you know, counting the squats. And my mom took me to diet doctors. And back then they would do this thing where they would inject cow's urine. Did you ever hear of this? They would inject cow's urine to, because it was supposedly meant to increase your metabolism. And I was on diets after diets after diets. By the time I was 12, I was 212 pounds.
Oh my gosh.
So, and my relationship to myself, it just was like, I was ashamed to eat. I was embarrassed because I had no structure, no rules. I only knew that being this weight was bad. And then there was a point when I was 12 years old, I had this infection in my arm, and I was taken to the hospital. And it was life-threatening, and the infection wasn't stopping. And one night, they were going to do an exploratory surgery, and they told my parents, because it's so close to my heart, they might have to amputate the arm, but they wouldn't know until the next day.
Was this when they were injecting urine, you think, the same time?
This was around that same time, that same time. It turned out to be a bone marrow infection. But what happened was the night before the surgery, my father came in, and he was very much into the power of the mind and visualization. And he sat me down, and everybody left, and he had me go into a deep meditative state, which I didn't know, and he says, close your eyes. And I want you to imagine there's this little army of men marching into your arm.
Oh my
now
gosh.
See what they're wearing. They're all wearing little uniforms. Now they're picking out all of the infection and putting it in these pails. Now they're marching the infection out of your body. Now they're closing it up and filling it up and packing it up, and it's gone. And the next day, the infection was gone.
Wow.
The infection was gone. And why I tell that story right here is because then I went on to teach aerobics. I went on to do national championships. I loved exercise. But then I picked up the same habits of extreme measures, working out 5-6 hours a day, really crazy diets, even doing things like abusing drugs, because my mantra was thin at any cost. I knew that my weight equaled my worth, and that's all that mattered.
And that was cemented at when you were in your 3rd grade, wasn't it?
Yeah, 3rd grade.
And so this is, again, I tell parents, what you tell your kids at a young age is cemented. You are their role models. You are, everything to them. And what you tell them really sticks. And that stayed with you to adulthood, didn't it?
Yeah, and I really felt like my life would be over if I gained weight. But my weight went up and down and up and down. But my fitness career was going great. I was sponsored by Nike. I was 2nd in the world, national champion of fitness. I mean, super fit, 2nd in the world. So you can imagine I was fit, I was strong, I could diet, and still I was struggling. I was depressed and I couldn't sustain it.
Because inside there was a whole different story.
Because inside there was just this fear that I wasn't enough the way that I was. And I was doing a television show. I had this morning television show. It was a live TV show every single morning. I got super fit to get the job, but as usual, I kept doing this. I gained, I don't know, maybe 20 pounds. And the producer took me aside one day and he just gave me a talking to. Kind of, it was the same moment as being on the scale.
On the third grade.
Where somebody's looking at me in that way where they're saying, no, you're not okay this way. And you know, that was a great moment because it was a defining moment for me.
And your worth was again defined by an external structure, the scale or somebody else telling you what you look like.
Right.
This is super important. What she's saying is that, you know, she's come all the way here now and overcome this because of the fact she's now taken a whole different goal now. And we've got about a minute left, but
yeah.
Tell us what you've done today to be where you are.
Well, so what I realized is everything after we say after the words I am becomes our identity. And I was saying, I'm fat, I have to lose weight. I'm fat, I have to work out. I'm fat. When I realized through that what my dad had taught me and the power of the mind and the visualization that we have to really be able not only to see where we want to go and really believe that's a possibility, we have to change the language we use on ourselves every day. We've got to become our own best friends. We really have to use compassion and kindness. You can't hate your body enough and hate yourself enough to turn happy one day. It doesn't work. So it has to be an inside job.
And it's got to be consistent, doesn't it? It's got to be.
It's got to be a practice.
Yeah, you got to do it all the time. We'll have more with Patricia as she takes us through an Intensity class. It's interesting stuff. Please stay with us. Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Partha Nandi, and if you enjoyed that video, you're going to love the next one. It's full of incredible information to help you start your health hero journey.